Welcome to Drama Docket. We have very exciting news,
We have
at
very
least for
exciting news.
us.
If you've been following us on, I mean, if you've been following us on Instagram for the entire time we've been doing this, you would know. And we have some dedicated people who would know. So you want me to like
Yeah,
I'll
tell
say
them.
this is I really was it was actually last week, but it's actually our 1 year celebration of Drama Docket existing. So
Yay!
woohoo! But so I thought we forgot last week. We were also just not feeling last week.
We
So
knew, but I don't know what was happening. We got
but it's like
on
our
and we were
job. But
just
this but this is our job. So like we like clock in if we have to, but like
yes,
we weren't clocked in as we like
no, we
fully because
weren't.
it was just like. But so we were like, so Jenna and I were like this week, like it has to be better. Like we know it's gonna be better, and so then I was thinking, well, what about an idea? And so we're gonna reflect on our 1 year. So I have just a couple of
Amazing.
questions, and then we have other fun stuff we're gonna talk about. But we'll start
Okay,
with a
I'm
reflection.
ready.
Okay. Okay, so
Wait. No, don't we have to do our warm and fuzzy, cold and prickly?
oh yeah, oh, my goodness, we've been doing this a year and I can't remember anything. Good Lord. Okay, yes,
Okay.
you go first.
Um,
You're ready.
my cold and prickly is I am not feeling well, but
Yeah.
it is okay. Because I'm determined to only let the sickness last at least
Yeah.
another 48 hours. Like after
Yeah,
48 hours,
yeah.
it better be gone because I'm
Exactly.
done.
Exactly. Because you've been sick for like, because she's been feeling it. Because that's the thing we were talking about on the phone like this week. Jenna was like, no, I start to feel like I'm getting sick. And it's like, I think as you get older, you can really start to tell all the signs of your body getting sick, which is awful because there's really nothing you can do, but there should be. Like, I don't know why
Yeah.
science hasn't advanced enough for me to like get a shot or take a pill where like if I
It's like
start to
I
feel an
knew.
illness. Yeah, Jenna, like it
I
hit her.
woke up, the throat was sore. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna be a rough couple days.
Next week's gonna suck. But
And
so
yeah.
yeah, but no, I get that, and it's the worst because not only then do you have to be sick because now your body's decided to accept whatever the virus or whatever is going on in your body, but then like you then have to know about it before, and
Exactly.
you
I'm
have
like I knew it was coming. The
yeah
lead up was there, and
yeah
now I would say I'm like I feel like tomorrow's gonna be like peak illness. Like
okay
that's just like where I'm at with like
yeah
feeling.
right
But I'm hoping like if I rest today,
yeah
tomorrow's peak illness, and then I should be, if my calculations are correct, I should be on the uphill on
by
Monday.
Monday at least by Monday, hopefully like Sunday like Sunday like you start and it's the roughest it will hopefully be, and then by like Sunday night into Monday
Yeah,
you're
that's the
like the
plan.
worst of it. And because you put on a schedule and it has to be on a schedule.
Exactly. Always.
You don't have the time for this
I
nonsense.
really don't.
No,
Now with like the bar coming and
no,
everything,
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
I
no,
don't got time for this.
no. You can't. But at least you got it out of the way now, because like then when the bar comes
Yes.
up, you're not sick. So that's good.
Exactly.
That's the
That was
one.
exactly my thought. And this is the first time that I have been sick in
Yeah,
like an obscene amount of time.
yeah.
Like
It's the
sick,
worst.
sick.
hmm No, it's the
Um,
worst being sick. Sick. I
so
mean,
I'm
yeah.
just struggle bus with that, but that's my golden prickly. I mean, I'm sure I could think of a million others, but I'm gonna just stick with that one.
I will say, so my cold and prickly, I actually have a couple, but I'll just say one or two. It's just like not been my week. So Monday, I had to go to the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, which I think is Jenna. I told Jenna this on the phone because we were discussing that. It is a universally awful experience. I have never gone to the DMV and had a good time, and I've never heard of anyone going to the DMV and having a good time. So it was like I was dreading it. So not only am I dreading it, but then I walk in, and as I told Jenna, I was yelled at. I didn't do anything. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I've never done this. I'm a child. I know I'm 25 years old, but like I'm a child. And so I was like, got yelled at and then like was terrified after that point. And so like then I had to get my car registered and it just ruined my week. Because then it was just awful.
So funny thing about that, I had told my dad because we were like talking on the phone, and then
Yeah.
my dad was like, "Oh, like what's he up to?" So I was like, "Oh, like he had to go to DMV," and
Yeah.
my dad goes, "Oh,
Yeah, it's
that
like, oh.
sucks."
Like
He's like they hired like he goes they gotta hire like in order to work there you have to be the most miserable person on the
Yeah.
earth.
Okay, that's what Jen and I said too. Like I was on the phone and I was like, you have to be like when you go into your interview, they have to say to you, so you do hate the world? Do you want to yell at people every day? And they go, yeah, perfect, hired, start tomorrow. Like as long as you're willing to make people feel awful and make people feel stupid, it's a perfect job for you.
Yeah,
Honestly, like I would love to work there. It would be great, but I'm terrified. Like I'm just terrified to go
I
there. I
don't
don't want
think
to go
I mean
back.
enough.
No, I actually no. I would like to be because they're like bold faced mean to you. They don't care. They're
It's
like,
like I smile too much to work there.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no
Yeah,
way.
like you'd be in the interview and smiling and go, "I'm sorry, you're just
Nope.
you're not a candidate for
To be
us."
like, you know what? You've smiled 3 times in the last 30
Or nice.
seconds. You gotta go. You
You
went
gotta go.
well
You're
for
too
this.
nice. We are not interested in nice here. Like you gotta be all business, all mean, and you are far too nice and accepting. And you're like, well, catch me on a different day, and I will be
Yeah,
very
literally.
different. Catch me like a couple days ago, and I'd have been hell. No, so that was really my like main cold and prickly. And I don't want to do a work one because I realize I've been doing work ones for forever.
What
I
about warm
start
and
taking
fuzzy?
warm and fuzzy. Now that's a good one. So it's a weird warm and fuzzy because it feels like it wouldn't be a warm and fuzzy. But so this water bottle, because it starts off very Michael coded. This water bottle, I love. It has my buffalo sticker. Well, I dropped it a couple of weeks ago, as I would, of course. No, I won't say I dropped it. It fell off of my car, which isn't my fault, I don't think, but it is. But so
Told
I
you
had
before.
exactly. I think I told you, but so like I stopped using it because it has a handle, so, and the handle broke off, and it's like not as functional. So then I switched to this one, which is fine. But I want to use this one because it has my buffalo sticker, and I love it, and it's a good color, and it has my name on it. Well, so then I learned that Hydro Flasks have like lifetime warranties, and so if you like send them, if you email them and you send them a picture and say my thing is broken, can I get a new one? They'll go, yeah, and you just have to send a picture, and it just has to say do not warranty and then the date. And then you like send them a
Stop.
picture and then you send this in and they get you a new one. But the caveat I learned today is it won't have my name on it. But it will
Oh.
be the exact same water bottle, just won't have my name on it, which is fine. I'll accept that.
So does that include like if it's like severely dented?
Yeah, you can send anything. You can send it in and say, hey, I broke this.
I
And
wish I knew that because I had this gorgeous, like, I love this
you
one.
love,
I'm a
yeah.
big Hydro Flask
She is a
girly.
big girl. So if something happens to that water bottle, immediately send it in and they will, if they have that one, they'll send it to you, or they'll send you the exact same like size.
Yeah.
And then the most
Because
available
like I
color.
had one that was like this color, like a light purple, but it
Yeah.
had like a huge dent in the side, like
Yeah.
literally wasn't even usable. So
Yeah.
I just threw it out because I was like, what am I gonna do with it?
Right.
And it had like all my cute stickers on it and everything. But
Yeah.
now I know. And
Send
I'm
it.
sitting here and I'm like, I got my spare one underneath my desk. I got my gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
No,
all
that
about my Hydro
exactly.
Flask.
No, I look, and I am someone, as you know, who throws water bottle because that's why I can't have a glass water bottle. Like people who have glass water bottles, I find them to be dangerous people. Like I think
Yeah.
that's crazy because I throw it around too much, and it needs to be durable because I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it, or I'm gonna be falling, and it's gonna be hurt, or it's gonna fall off my car, as it's done twice now. So like it's going to bad having. So when I learned that, I was like, it makes me like Hydro Flask more because then it's worth it if I have to spend this. These are not like Stanley's, which are way too expensive, don't
Yeah.
have the same kind of warranty thing. But like, if they have
Well,
that warranty, love.
and I mean, even like $40 on a water bottle, like it's a lot.
No, it's crazy.
But
Like,
like including when you know that it has that warranty, then it's like, you know what? I will spend the $40
yeah,
because
exactly,
not
much
only is
more.
it good and like
Yeah,
pretty, but
right. And something I learned too is you don't even have to directly buy it from Hydro Flask. So let's say you go to like Marshalls, because sometimes I've seen Marshalls or
yeah.
TJ Maxx's and they have them on sale and they're like half off something. If you buy it from there too, it still has a lifetime warranty because your proof of purchase is the fact that you have the water bottle. So even if someone gave you the water bottle or you bought it like secondhand, you will always be able to have it because your proof of purchase is having the water bottle. You don't have to
See,
send
so
a
that's like
receipt in.
such a good thing to know because when
Yeah. I'll send you the link
I've
too.
been to Marshalls before and
Yeah.
like there's like a really cute like beige like one of
Yes.
these.
Yes.
And but it was dented because it was on clearance and I was like, "Oh, like it's dented. Like why would I want that?" But
Right.
now I
You
know.
can, and you can also do it, well, because I know you can order like lids or something, but if anything is at all wrong with it, you can immediately just send it in and just get a new one for
Amazing.
free.
Love that. I
And
love
like
that so
they'll,
much.
I know I learned that because I was like, because I had heard, I think I saw on TikTok because I learned everything there. They like were saying like they have like lifetime warranty, so you can like send it in for a warranty claim. And I was like, no, say less. I love, so then I was like trying to find the link and I literally Googled like warrant, like sending in my, I was like a 90-year-old person. I didn't know what to Google. So I was like, let me type in my exact thought and hopefully Google can figure it out. And they did. God bless them. So I'll send you the link. But I was like, and it's a very simple process because like you don't have to prove anything other than like sending a picture of the water bottle and like making sure it's clear that there's a problem with it. Because then but then you just have to do the do out warranty, email them back, and then they will send you something. So I think what they do is they send it to you and then you send it that because they don't fix them. They won't fix
Yeah.
it. They'll just give you a new one. So I might not actually have to send it in. But then I don't know what I'm going to do with this since I had to write on it. They said you have to
Yeah.
write on, and they were like, you have to write on it, do not warranty. And I was like, that doesn't sound like a very good sentence. Is there a better sentence I could write? Like, is there something a little bit more grammatically? Because it really bothered me. And I was like, and they're like, write bold and as big as you can. I was like, well, how big do you want it? Do I have to put like, do not like all like separate? Do you
Yeah,
want it in,
like
like, do you want it in a long sentence? Do you want like how big does it? And these are the thoughts I have. They would never
it's
think about that. That would never be a thought in their mind. They just say they're just like write bold and in all
like it's not
caps.
that serious, but it's like,
Yeah,
but it
but it
is.
is, but it is,
Like,
and I know you guys. We all often say we're gonna get such that say like it's not that serious, but sometimes it is serious. Like I have to figure out what's going on. Like you have to because
what do I do it wrong?
I don't want to send them the picture and they go that's not right. You have to do it again. And I go what? Then give me the 15 steps of how I'm supposed to do it. Like we talked about
Yeah.
last time. I need every single imaginable, even if it's unimaginable, even if you don't think it's an important part. You're like, oh, they probably won't care about this. I care about it. Jen and I care about it. So you have to put it in there. You have to, or I won't know. But that's my warm and fuzzy when I learned about that. Oh, my other warm and fuzzy is Jenna and I got to talk like most of the week, so it was really
Yeah.
fantastic. That's always a great. That's always a warm and fuzzy. But you know,
I say my warm and fuzzy.
yeah. What's
I'm like
yours?
looking around. I'll use these as my warm and fuzzy. So my
Uh,
parents went shopping with my grandmother last weekend. They had
okay.
their whole little snafu.
Yeah.
So my grandmother had got my mom flowers.
Oh, that's
So my mom told me that I could bring them into my room
oh,
because she's at work all day. And so like I get to enjoy the flowers
those are
while
pretty.
I study. And that has been very uplifting.
I
And
bet.
even though I'm ill and I've cough everywhere, it's fine because I have pretty flowers.
You
So
pretty flower. You have something to look at while you're done, and that's important.
exactly.
And you love flowers, so
I know I was on register today. I was like way down here, and then like my friend was way up here,
yeah.
and she texted me. She's like, are you alive down there? Because you sound like death." And I was like, "Ha, thanks,
As a matter of fact, yes, I'm near death, but thank you.
thank you."
Thank you so much for the recognition that you know I'm dying, because I am.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It was like I just wanted someone to acknowledge the fact that like yes, you are sick as fuck, but you're still
Right.
here. But no,
No.
she did though. She
But she
she
did
had
though.
me.
That's a real friend. That's a good one. I know I love that. Because it's honestly just a recognition. And like we said before, was it us who were saying it? It's the principle of it. Like I literally just because I'm not gonna whine about it. I'm not a whiner. We're not whiners. So I'm not gonna whine.
Acknowledgement
Right.
that
Just
I'm doing it.
exactly the acknowledgement that I am here at work. First, it sucks, and you're unwell. So you should get like 3 gold
And I'm
stars.
still here.
And you're
Yet
still
you treat me
here.
the way you treat me.
Exactly.
So
You're
like,
you're even still willing to give a 2 weeks notice. You wouldn't even have to give a 2 weeks notice based on the way that they've treated you. I would say fuck them and leave, but you are the bigger,
yep,
better
nope,
person, and I love
two
that for you.
weeks.
2 weeks, and that's hey again, and like this is just another like learning experience and something to add to your character. Although at this point, the character the care like the like God's greatest soldier thing. God's strength. I'm good. We're good. Like Jenna is really okay. You don't. You can continue to give me hard. Stop giving hardships to Jenna.
Just like a
Stop.
break.
Can she
a
like
year.
literally? Like, I was gonna say like a month. I felt like it was like literally. Can you give her until like January 1st of 2026? Like, can you give her a break? You have to at least let her get through the bar. Give her that. You have to at
Like,
least
let me pass it.
let me yeah,
Because, like, I need that.
exactly. Like get her let her get through no more qualms. Get her through the bar exam and then like late March, early April or whenever the scores come out, then you let her pass. And then maybe if you want to throw another hardship.
Yes.
Why no let her get a job. Let her get a job.
I have an exciting thing.
What's exciting?
So I think I told you a while back that the job I hate, I actually won a gift card to Ticketmaster.
Yes.
I have decided how I'm going to use it.
Oh my god, how are
you use it? So Kelsey Ballerini came to Buffalo Thursday, but she was sick. So she sang a couple songs and then she had to cancel to reschedule the show to April. Because I obviously can't go on a Thursday night in February when I'm studying for the bar. Like can't do that.
Sadly not. Sadly not.
But I can go on a Friday night in April. So
yes, you can.
And the tickets are only like $45. So I'm going to take my mom with me and I'm very excited. And I told Casey if she wants to go, she can go. And I've already started looking at outfits and I'm just, because in my head, oh yeah, I have 9 outfits. No, but it's fine. You're
going to start working. You're going to start working differently after you put your 2 weeks notice. And so you're going to have the ability.
I'm going to have more money.
You're at least going to have a little bit more money. You're going to have the ability to buy something nice.
Yes. And
Amazing.
I'm not talking super nice. I'm talking like
No,
Sheen, you know?
Sheen, yeah.
Like,
Okay, speaking of Sheen, so I don't know if you saw, but USPS, like they changed this order, but they were like they weren't going to accept packages from China or like Hong Kong. They were gonna like stop accepting packages, and I was like, but what if I order stuff from like across? What
yeah,
if I order
like,
stuff? Because I just order certain goods on that app, another app that we can't talk about, another app that they don't like to talk about. I order things from there, and it's like
all the time.
all the time. Or like I see things on TikTok lives that obviously are coming from that nation. Like you cannot
Yeah.
send it to me. You cannot do that. But so they changed the order, so they're going to. But then like I saw people on TikTok concerned as well with that. And so what they were saying is their sellers were like, no, we'll just use FedEx. I was like, didn't even think about that as an option. Thank you for being the people to like be ahead of the game and think about that because I would have been like, oh my god, what are you gonna do? There's no way other thing to get away.
In my head, I would have been like, okay, if the USPS says no, everybody says no. There's no other way. It cannot enter the United States at all.
Right, exactly. It's done. Just everything's over. Nothing's coming in. And it's like, but they're like, no, like they're private companies, so they could choose to not, but they're not going to. Like,
yeah, no, they're
so
gonna make a killing.
they're gonna get, so it's gonna be amazing.
Off of
But
people
then
like us.
off of people like us who need our goods, because I'm not spending full price for things that I don't have to.
I worked at a very nice store in the mall, and let me tell you that the clothing that store sold was exactly the same brand, same tag, same everything as things that you could get much, much cheaper from other places.
Other places, exactly. So why would you not? And I see people who get like whole ass couches for less than like $300 or something. Like these huge, nice. Because I see other ones where they get like bad, but they get like huge ass couches for like less than $300, and you're like, amazing. Why would I not? Why would I not?
Why would I not?
No, and that's the thing too. I noticed. Speaking about this, is like I don't know if you get these on your pop because I used to not look at TikTok lives, but I started looking at TikTok lives when they were like selling those discounted goods to us.
Yeah.
And I was, because at first I get a little nervous about those other apps because you can't see it. Like you see their picture of it, but it's a little inaccurate sometimes. It's not exactly what it's going to be, but that's fine. It's taken, you have to take that into account. But on this app, like they will sell things to you, but you can see it. And so you can actually buy it as you see it, and that's what you're going to get. And I was like, that I like a little better. But it's the same concept. I just get to see. It's like when you go on to like,
it's like the shopping in store.
It's the shop. It's like HSN, but for people who can afford it. Because I don't want to go on the HSN because I'm not getting live TV.
Like
QVC, I can't go on to. I'm not getting live TV for that.
Yeah.
And they often don't have anything I'd want.
Like, no,
not to be harsh, it's for old people, and I'm gonna get there, but I don't want to do it yet. Like, let me get there when I get there. Like, but it's not yet. One day.
Yeah, no, we are literally like, yeah.
Because they're selling things, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, but like, I'm not 85, and I feel it. I feel like it.
Don't get me wrong. Like I like you said, like the TikTok lives. I'll sit there and watch. If you're selling me something, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
like, I could totally see how the old people be like, UVC man. I spent a lot of money. I see it. I understand.
I totally get when people are doing it because it's very, and also like the thing on TikTok that is a little bit different than the QVC is like you can comment on the TikTok live.
Yes.
So they can see your name. And they'll say it to you, and you feel special, and you're like, "Oh my god!" They like know.
They'll be like, "Who wants to pick the next like item we're gonna show?" And it's like, "Oh, me!
Yeah, I want to." Exactly. So it's fantastic. Like, no, I think I love it. I get why older people like love those things, and I get why people would like go to like because they used to have like late night TV shows where like late night app TV programming was literally just that and like you would just watch it. I get why people would watch it.
And even there's been multiple commercials back because like so when I had mono, I was up at like weird hours of the night, and there was this one pan that I watched and I watched all like constantly, and my dad ended up buying it, and it was a 10 out of 10.
Amazing, see, and also the thing with that, it's like window shopping, and it's like shopping, but you have to take the extra effort to buy it because you'd have to like go onto another website to fill it out, or you'd have to like call, like you just have to call, or you have to do something extra. So it's way easier to not let it be an impulse buy.
Yeah,
you have to do something else to do it. You can't just see it and like grab it.
And like I love to window shop, but the thing is like I don't know what I'm in the mood to shop for when I'm like in like window shopping on my computer because sometimes I'm like, man, I just want to like window shop, but I don't know what I want to shop for. You go on the TikToks, it tells me what I need to shop, like window shop for.
They know what I want. Like they know what I want, so I'm gonna thanks. Like it's very helpful. But sometimes sometimes I'll then like scroll through the TikTok lives and I'll see, oh, what else are people trying to sell? And then sometimes it's just people talking or doing their thing,
It's
and I go,
weird.
yeah, and it's weird. Thank you for bringing it up. I always am very uncomfortable because I'm like, and people are always like, you should do it. It helps you like to grow like your brand, your TikTok brand. And I was like,
It's
I don't.
weird.
It's weird. I'm like, I'm not doing it for Drama Docket. I'm not doing it. So if you guys are expecting that, please unexpect that. It's not
Yeah,
going to
no.
occur. Like it's
We're
not
not
going
gonna
to.
do it.
It's weirdo. Like unless you're gonna pay me $1,000 per TikTok, I'm
Yeah,
not doing it.
that's the thing. Like the price is gonna be jacked.
It's gonna be jacked.
Do
If I
that.
have to do anything on a TikTok live, like it's weird. Although I would do a live episode, like if it was to what we were doing here
Yeah,
on a TikTok
this is
live where I could
different.
be guaranteed to make money, I would do it. I'd think about it. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea.
I
But
keep getting water right down the front of me.
at least you're not like our roommate Josh. So he literally like in his like nervous tick, not nervous tick, but like his like thing that he does, he chews on his clothes. So he'll be like, so, like, but then he taught his nephew to do it, and I was like, no. So then like his nephew will come over with like his sister, and he's like doing that, and she's like, look what you did, Josh. And I was like, yeah, look what you did, Josh. Turn him into a. And I'm like, come on, Josh, you already have so many bad habits. Don't teach
That's
us that.
so funny.
But it's hilarious.
Go back to
Yes.
our
Look at you.
topic for
I know that
today.
I'm supposed to be the one talking about it, but you guys, we like to get into our tangents. But we're back. Okay. So I'll do it. So because it's our 1 year celebration of the podcast, whoop whoop. I thought we should reflect a little on the journey, reflect on our journey because we've learned a lot. We've had to learn a lot of things and become tech experts when we struggled dearly with that. But I think we've learned a lot, and I think we should talk about it. Because if you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking, I'd like to do a podcast, like maybe you'll get some insights from us, or if you just want to know about us because you love this episode, that you love our episodes, and want to know like what we do, we can give you a little behind the scenes look see poo. So okay, so my first one
Amazing.
is lessons learned after 1 year podcasting. I can start if you want,
You
unless you're
go
gun
for
to the
it.
head. Okay,
You
so
go for it. I'll wait for gun to the head in a minute.
gun to the head for a minute. You need a minute. You need a minute. I'll be the gun to the head. Share insights about the creative process, technical struggles, and the surprises along the way. So I will say the technical struggles because we've done this in two different versions. If you've been a dedicated fan from like day one to now, you've noticed we've changed how we do it. We used to, Jen and I, be in her apartment, as we would love 34B, and we would like turn on our phone and record on the like Spotify for podcasters app, and then it would just like upload, and it would be like it was actually fairly easy. Like there wasn't a lot of editing. Except if we
Yeah.
except if I messed up because I would mess up the first couple of episodes and like say something I'm not supposed to say. But we learned eventually that, and that was the thing too, which I think is helpful in our like legal background, is to be like knowing that like some things we couldn't talk about. We had to be
Yeah.
very cautious about the talking about things, which I think other people aren't as aware of. So I think it's helpful. But then I also think like the technical struggles. Then when we switched, because then Jen and I, moved away from each other, like we moved back to our respective areas. We then had to figure out how to keep doing this podcast. So we thought, let's do it with a video, and then you could see us. And I think that's way better. I love podcasts where you can see the people and they're talking.
Me too.
So we did that, and it was fantastic because then Jen and I get to see each other every single week, and it's like it's
Which
great.
we love.
And like it's like you guys get to like listen to the podcast, but we get to have our time. Like this is what we would have been doing anyway if we were like in person with each other. So it really was that, and so I've loved that. But like sometimes with the microphone or like headphones, it's just a struggle because sometimes like the tech today, no problem, plug it in, it's fine. Like last week, something wrong. I don't know what's wrong with it. Like I can't figure it out. Like
It's like a unplug everything, plug it back in.
and then
that works.
Right. And sometimes like we think one of us is like we think we're the problem, but in reality it's the other person. And
but like we don't want to call them out and be like,
we don't
you're the problem.
Right, exactly. Because it's like it's gonna happen to me. Like I'm gonna be the problem the next time. Or like when we've had like because sometimes Casey, actually all three of us have had at least one moment on one episode where we like lost connection and froze. And like it's hard because like it'd be way easier if that didn't happen. But I think it's great. And I also on the creative process part of it, we do whatever we want really. Like we don't have sponsors to tell us what to say. We don't have like and not that we wouldn't love an ad if anyone's out there. We would love an ad. Anyone would like it. I'm not saying I'm not unopposed, but we can kind of do whatever. So we're not. There's nothing that the only real script we have is we do our warm and fuzzy, and then we kind of lean into it. And sometimes we have script. Sometimes we think about it. Jen and I used to. That's another change.
Hold on, pause. Speaking of technical problems, I don't know if it's a me thing or a you thing, but you just got really quiet.
Oh my god. Oh, is it me?
Oh
Wait.
wait, now you're louder. Maybe it's because you lean back away from your
Oh, okay.
microphone.
I'll be a closer. I'll be closer. um, but so another creative process and like thing that we've changed is like Jen and I used to like have a whiteboard in front of us when we were in her apartment, and we'd write down like cold and prickly and then the things we talk about. Because sometimes we had more of an idea of how we were going to do things in the past because we call it drama docket, but we really don't talk about legal stuff
Well, because
as
our
much
lives
anymore.
are much different
Exactly.
than we plan them to be.
Exactly.
Hopefully someday we can get back to that.
Yeah, sometimes I think we will get back to that, but it's also hard because like I think even like into the future, because I still love our name. I think sometime into the future, like even if we both become attorneys, I don't know if I want to talk about that on this podcast unless like we get more paid to do it. But sometimes I do think we weave it in on occasion because it is a normal part of our process of how we think about things. So that's something too. So I think the concept of our podcast has adjusted so that then our creative process adjusts with it as well. And we just kind of go with it because Jen and I, as you all can tell, have a great rapport. So we always have a good time. So it's like, no matter what, you're going to have a good time listening to us talk. But like, not to toot our own horns, but like, so we don't really think about too much. Like sometimes like this is the time where I will like come up with a concept, but then we kind of, because we know how to do it with each other so well, like it just kind of works. So
we can just like feed off of each other.
Exactly. So like, because I was watching, I don't know if you've been watching Southern Charm this season, but there's two people who did a podcast with each other, and once they like their friendship got onto the rocks and it became awkward, it wasn't really fun anymore. It became more like just a job they had to do. Yeah. It was no longer fun. And I was like, that would suck. Never would happen to Jenna and I. No. But like it would suck because like this is our fun time. And so it's really like I would feel bad if it didn't. And so, but it hasn't and it won't. So but I think we've had a great time. I don't think we've had like any big surprises, but I think we've really developed how we like to do it. Even if sometimes it's different. It's always
and like that's the thing. Is like every week, like and like after we talk, I mean, 90% of the time, because like last week was a like rough one.
And that was like a one-off. That might have been the surprise.
Yeah,
that might have been surprising. Like, Jenna and I and Kate, like, the three of us can always kind of like rally because we do at the end of the week, so we always can usually rally and do something, even if it's a shorter episode. But that was one where we just weren't feeling it, and it was like a multitude of things, but it was just like. Sometimes that's going to happen. I think
it was bizarre though because like like you said, like it had to be like just like an off week for all of us because normally like each other can kind of pick up the slack if someone's like feeling off or whatever.
Yeah.
But last week we were just all kind of like
we just really could not do it, and there was nothing encouraging us.
The brains just weren't working.
Our brains were just not going to do it, and I think, I think. That like if you're someone who listens to this and you thought about doing a podcast but you were like, oh, I don't know about anything to think about, sometimes you're gonna have a time where you're like, fuck, I don't know what to think about this week, and like that's fine. Like
I think that's like one of the great things about like doing it with someone, like you're like close friends and stuff, because you can just like we go on our tangents and then have to like circle it back, but like we can just sit here and chit chat and it's entertaining because we're hilarious with each other.
We're hilarious, not to toot our own horns, but we're hilarious, and like we do always have something interesting. Like there's always something interesting for us to talk about. And we also like, because we've now learned the way that to like not talk about something we're not supposed to talk about, like we can talk about a lot more. Because at first when Jen and I would do this, I would get nervous and I was like putting on a persona when we would do the podcast, kind of, because I was like, well, I don't know if they're gonna think I'm sounding right. I don't want to be too casual with this. Like I don't know. And also we had concerns from like our school that they were like not gonna like the podcast. So I was like, well, I don't want to like be too informal or be inappropriate, because we were also still thinking about our like and Jenna still is kind of, but it's like because we've navigated this well, like we don't have to worry about like character and fitness as much.
I think like a lot of it too is like we have grown in the past year.
We're really grown up now,
in like maturity and everything, and so like in our heads it's like, you know, this is who I am, and if it isn't gonna work, like that's not fine. On me. Like
exactly. And like we have really grown, and I think we also, I mean, we can be honest, and we've posted it on our TikToks. Like we kind of had a petty reason for starting this. Not only did we want to have a podcast between each other, but we wanted to have a podcast because I was seeing it around that was going to kind of expose people, because we had been put through hell. We were put through hell. You've listened to the podcast early days, you know we were put through hell by individuals, and they on occasion still want to put us through hell, but that's fine. But like we are much more mature now. And not that I thought I was very mature back then, but I feel like we've gotten even more mature because we've really gone through life experiences I don't think a lot of people go through that really shape you and who you are. Like I am like I'm have like people I do have known for years here back home, and they are like, you're like such, you seem like such a different persona than you were like even a couple years ago. And I was like, yeah, I've been through a lot. Like it's been a lot. Like I'm not like, and I'm pretty good, honestly. It's not like it's just like I'm a very different person than I was even 2 years ago. Even last year, I'm a very different person. Like, and it's because of like getting out of
Life.
law school. Yeah, exactly.
Well, so speaking of that, because like we'll get back to the questions in a minute, but I did see something and I wanted to bring this
Yeah.
up. It was they were saying they're like your 20s are like it's okay to like basically feel like you're drowning all the time
Right.
because it's the first time, and this is for us because we are institutionalized. It's the first time where nobody is telling us what to do and how to do it. And
Yes.
yes, we are not in our
Yes.
early 20s because we are a little bit delayed from our law school and everything, our schooling journey. But
Yeah.
we're out here flopping around like fish under like out of water because we don't know what to do without someone telling us what to do.
Right, exactly. And Jen and I have talked about this like before on the podcast. Like we are so institutionalized. So like it like that's a great way of like that's a great way to think about it because I never thought about it because we everyone thinks like and everyone thinks like by 25 you should have a lot more of your life figured out because
Yeah.
most people don't go to graduate school. Like most people go finish college, or like I don't know about most, but a lot of people go to college, finish college, and then they get a job and they do that. So by the time they're 25, they've been doing a job for a couple of years, and they're probably more settled in their life, and they've gotten to their routine and figure out how to be an adult. But we have not. Like our
Nope.
routine was school. Our routine was every day. What do I have to do? I've done it probably wrong. What is like
I'm
what
saying
do I
I'm still not like out
Right.
of that
You're not
yet.
even
Like,
fully out of it yet. You still have to
yeah,
take this exam. Like you have to get through this exam and get that result. And then you can become to the place that the last four
I can
years have
start
been
like
preparing
figuring
you.
it out.
Exactly. And that's it's no, I will say that once you start to figure it out, like once you get into like having a job and like getting out of your parents' house and like living on
Yeah.
your own more fully like you want, like it does start to you start to like not feel like you're drowning as much. But then there are some times where it's a drowning week. You're just like, I don't know what's going on and I just have to
I
swim.
will be underwater for the
I
next
will right.
72
Right,
hours.
like
Like,
I'm literally just like I'm just gonna doggy paddle or like splash around and hopefully like I don't die. But like it's hard. And I don't think enough people talk about like that's why I appreciate TikTok because we see a lot of more people our age going through this struggle of being an adult of like figuring it out because I feel like people prepared us for being in school. People prepared us for being educated in a higher level sense. Like we're very well educated. We're very, very smart. But I can tell you, I don't know how the world works. I don't know how basic things function. Like I could not tell you basic
I
things.
could not have said that better myself.
I couldn't think like we're like our brains work in such a way, but it doesn't work in the way that is actually very useful most of the time. Like
Put
you
us in an
said,
office in a school setting in a law room. We
we
got you.
got you
We're gonna figure
exactly.
it out.
Exactly. Like if
But
you put us
put
into
me out in the world in a social setting,
oh my God, I'm the worst.
in
Like
adult setting, like paying bills. Like I don't know, like any adulting thing.
any adulting thing. No, because for fun, for context, to add like to keep going on this. I like this. We can get to the other celebration part. It can honestly be at the end too. It's but like the um I was out with like coworkers last night, coworkers slash friends, and like trying to have because we're the part of the office that went is younger. Like we're all in our like I'm the youngest, but the mid to late 20s. Not to brag, no, sorry. I'm gorgeous, no. Like we're mid to late 20s, and so like we're all around the same age. Like we've gone through some of the similar things, and we're all like we're all seeing each other. So we wanted to hang out outside of work, and we had a really fun time. But like I even saw, like we got there, and I was like. I was dreading it because I kind of dreading because even though I've been prepared all day and my whole day had been even though I was working, my whole day was preparing myself to
Of
go
course.
there what else? But like I was dreading it because I was like, well, I haven't hung out in the world with these people. Like I've hung out with them at work, and so that's they know me as work. They know me who I am at work. But like I am not exactly that way out. Like I don't know how to be, and like I can't dress too down because like I don't want them to think I'm some kind of slob. And I'm also going out in public, so I can't look gross. So like I was like freaking out about that, but I was also like, what am I going to say to them? Like, do we talk about work? Do we not talk about work?
Yeah,
Like, yeah. But I was actually like happily surprised because one of the girls, she's getting married, and I asked not to be hard. I know people know that I'm getting married, but I don't really want to talk about it very much. Like, it is not an exciting time. Like today, I had a fun thing to talk about with our officiant, and I love her. Like, she is fantastic. She's one of my mom's good friends, and I just think she's the best. Um, but like that was the one wedding thing where I was like, I'll talk about the wedding today, but I'm like, it's like less than 3 weeks away, and I'm not thinking about it because then I don't want to like bring up the thing for Jenna because she has to then take the bar sooner. So like, but I was like, I didn't want to talk about the wedding with the girl at work, but I was like, we got to find something to watch. So she was asking questions like, because we were driving somewhere, and she's like, well, what kind of music do you like? So we talked about music, and I was like, oh my God, wait, I've asked this about my other coworker, but I want to ask you because we don't work in the same office. Like, she's farther away, so I don't get to see her as much. And I was like, did you watch like this is a test because we're all around the same age, so you would have seen this, you would have known this, depending on things. I was like, did you watch Pretty Little Liars? And she's like, yes. I was like, oh my God, amazing. And I was like,
that's like, literally, it's like, are you a good person or are you an A person?
You're like, are you weird or are you cultured? And if that is the true test, if you're cultured, if you watch Pretty Little Liars, because that is you are a completely different person. You're just not. Yeah, but so
your
then
brain is gonna work in a different way, and your brain
exactly. And she like worked. She had because she like has watched the whole thing all the because there are people that I've met where like I will bond with them. I will start to bond with them because they've watched and I go, oh my God, amazing! I can talk to you about this. But I was like, wait, have you watched the whole thing? Because I've had people who were there. Oh yeah, I watched the first like 3 seasons and then I stopped watching. I was like, okay, so you're a fake fan. Okay, that's
I was just gonna say fake fan.
Fake, not real fan, but that's fine. Sure, if you'd like to. I guess we can talk about it up until then, but it really only gets much better after. But sure,
yeah,
okay,
that's fine.
And that's not a real dedicated fan. Like, okay, fine, sure, weak. But she watched the whole thing. I was like, fantastic. I was like, well, what else do you like to watch? Like, speaking of that, since you obviously have good taste in TV, because if she had said no, I don't watch that, I'd have been like, oh, okay, so you don't have good taste in TV, so guess we can't talk about that. I'm a TV addict, so. You're obviously not on my level, and I won't talk to you about it. I was like, well, what else do you like? She's like, well, to be honest, I really love reality TV. And I turned around because we're in the crowd. I was like, you kidding me now? What do you watch? I love reality TV. I am obsessed.
You got me like on the edge of my seat.
Okay, so her first thing out of her mouth was 90 Day Fiancé. That's like her favorite one. And I'm like, that's good. That's a solid one because it has like the drama, but some real love. And I was like, okay, that's a good one. That's a solid one. I was like, but do you watch Housewives, Real Housewives? And she's like, of course I do. I was like, oh
see, that's the question.
I was like, wait. But even more important, because like this is like an 18-part thing. Like,
it really is.
Which Housewives do you watch? Because that is a defining moment. Like, and do you still watch Housewives? Because like there are people who watched Housewives, OG Housewives, and they don't watch it anymore. Fake fans yet again. But I was like, okay, so wait, what do you watch? She's like, Salt Lake City, and I was like, of course.
Amazing.
I was like, so you're all caught up? She's like, well, I'm actually watching tonight the like final. I'm watching the final part of Green. I was like, okay, I won't ruin it for you, but by golly, when you're finished, come over to my office. Let's discuss. But so I was like, okay, what else do you watch? And she's like, well, I watch Beverly Hills. I was like, oh my God. I was like, have you watched the whole thing? Like, are you like an OG fan? She's like, of course. I was like, fantastic. Okay, we got a good friend here. I was like, because that's how Jen and I began our friendship, is the Real Housewives. Like, really dive deep into our friendship was that with Beverly Hills. So I was like, okay, good. We have another person. I honestly, at that moment, wanted to offer her to come on the podcast and talk about Beverly Hills. I was like, come to the podcast. You've met three people who really get it. And then I was like, okay, so I'm like, what else do you watch? And she's like, I watch Potomac. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I've watched like Orange County and the other ones, but like really like those are my favorite. And I used to watch New York, but like those are my favorites. And I was like, because they're the best. So it's a fair one to be like they're the best with. But so then I was like, okay, well, wait. Who do you like on Beverly Hills? Because this is her favorite is New Jersey. And I was like, okay, love that. And she has the right opinion on New Jersey. So I was like, perfect. I was like, so wait, who do you like on Beverly Hills? And she was like, first thing out of her mouth, I love Erica. And I was like, oh my God, yes! Why did I not know this sooner? I was like, this is perfect. I was like, Jenna's gonna love her. But so then I was like, okay, wait. Who else do you like? Let's go through the list. And I was going, name. She's like, I don't like Garcelle. And I was like, yes!
Amazing.
And I was like, she's like, yeah, I don't really like Garcelle. And she kind of said it like shakily. And I was like, I don't like her either. She's like, oh, really? And I was like, yes. She's the worst. Thank you. And we like, And I was like, what do you think about Sutton? She's like, oh, I don't like Sutton either. And I was like, yes, yes.
It's like you are saying everything
You're
correct.
saying everything perfect. But then we got to Dorit, because I was like, okay, do you like Dorit? She's like, well, I did, but I feel like this season she went a little too hard on Kyle. She's like, I love Kyle. And I was like, she's like, I feel like she went a little too hard on her. And I was like, okay, I do kind of understand where you're coming from because it felt because Dorit kept wanting to talk about the problem, but I feel like she kept talking about it because Kyle wasn't willing to own it in the way, willing to talk about it and willing to own and say, yeah, I fucked up in our friendship. I was an asshole. I like probably was like not fair in how I treated you. And like, I like, you know, wasn't I could have been a better friend. Like I held you to a high standard when I didn't follow the same rules, but she wouldn't do that. So Dorit kept having to bring it up. And Dorit was also going through a hard time. And I was like, I don't want to get too heated about this because this is you're about to drop me off to my car, so I probably shouldn't be too insensitive. But I was like, no, I see what you mean. But like, it's tough because like I do see where Dorit's coming from, but I also see where Kyle's coming from. But I feel like if Kyle could just have been honest and open and not lie, because she was like, yeah, once Kyle was like saying that she texted PK and she still texts PK and then she lied. She's like, I felt a lot more for Dorit. Like I was like, okay, good, we're on the same page. That's fine though. And then I was saying something, and I was like, thank God they get rid of that one girl. Like, thank God she's not there anymore. And she was like, Anna Marie or Crystal? And I was like, both. And she's like, same. I was like, yes, another good opinion. But she loves, and then I asked her about Brittany, because I feel like a good sense of you like, because all of the housewives on Salt Lake City are kind of controversial. So at any point, minus Mary, except prior to this season, except Mary, you could really one day like them and the next day want to punch them in the face. I agree. But I was like, Brittany is the test, because if you like Brittany, I'm good. I don't want to talk about the Salt Lake City, but she doesn't like Brittany. So
can we talk about Brittany for a second?
Okay, now transitioning. Actually, we'll end the episode when I'm gonna ask this question because there's only one more. We'll do that. We'll end that with that. We'll end with our like what we've been talking about. But let's talk about Housewives now. So please, let's talk about Salt Lake City.
So that last part of the reunion with Brittany, can I just say when they would like leave her out and like they're going around and she's like, I want someone to say something nice about me. I should be out there cheering with them. And I was like, haha, but you're not.
That's exactly what I said too. Because like she's sitting there and they pan to her as the girls are getting to do their set. She's like, why am I not there? They should. I want to be there. I want to talk about that. I want to be a part of that. And I was like, but you're not. So fuck off.
At the beginning of the episode when they were like getting ready, she's like, I don't get a grand entrance. You're not gonna announce my entrance.
I know.
And like everybody just ignored her and I was like, nope, sit the fuck down or like leave. Like
I love your options. She's like, wait, I'm not getting like a grand entrance. Like you're not gonna like introduce me. I just kind of have to sit here. And Andy, I don't think Andy acknowledged it. He's like, okay, we're ready to go. Let's go. And she's like, okay. We're just gonna start. Like, okay. And I was like,
sit down.
And I was like, and so I saw on Twitter, not Twitter, I saw on like Instagram, other places, they were like, oh, they showed those moments with her because they're gonna have her come back and she's gonna get more spotlight next time. Or that she was the star of the show. I was like, are you fucking serious? No, they exposed her for being a fame hungry little brat. Like she's not interesting. She's annoying. She's annoying to the producer. Like she literally wouldn't leave because Friends. I was watching New York because they had a friend come pop in and then like leave, and so like the friend was on the stage, didn't get the grand introduction, and like didn't make a big fuss about it. Had her time for like 15 minutes and left because she was really not important on the show at all. But so she left, and it was a little awkward because she didn't know whether to leave. But she just left and went to the backstage to get ready to leave. And Brittany wouldn't do that. Brittany like had to stand there by the producer and like with her. And if I was the producer, I was like, can you just go back to your dressing room? We don't want you here. You're not needed. You're not needed anymore. Are you full time? No. You screwed that up on your own. Go. Literally go. Like, no one wants you here.
And
like,
I thought it was hilarious that she's like, oh my God, I'm 100% done with Jared. 100%. And then the editors know where it's like, Actually,
a week later, she gets back with, and she's like, I'm 1,000% done. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you'd say that. That's like awful, blah, blah, blah. And may I just say, her whole thing with Bronwyn, about Bronwyn being the reason that she doesn't talk to her daughters now, I was like, I love that Andy's like, okay, let's get real here. Your casting video, you literally make light of the fact that you don't. And then they played it. I'm like, and can I just say, before we get back, Brittany in that casting video and Brittany now, two different people. They're not the same. They're not the same person.
They're not.
What happened? What has happened to you?
Like, I had to like double take when they showed the casting. I was like, who? That's not her.
That's not Brittany. What are you talking about? But I was like, that can't be her. Like that and that these two people are not the same people. I don't know what the camera does to her, but it doesn't even like add weight or take it away. It makes her look like a
Look
different
completely different.
person. I don't know I don't know. But so they popped that up and she kept not taking accountability. She kept being like, "Oh, no, no, no. I like talking about how like we had a touch and go relationship." And he's like, "No." And they showed it again, and she laughed and was like, "Oh yeah, we're not really talking right now." And I was like, "So when you applied to be on the show because you begged to be on the show, you used the fact that you weren't speaking with your daughters to have a storyline on the show, and you giggled about it because it wasn't even like, oh, I'm so sad I'm not talking to my daughters right now. Like, it's a really
Yeah.
tough time because I'm not speaking to my daughters right now. Like, we have a tumultuous relationship, and this is one of the points where we're not talking, so it's going to be hard. But I kind of want to talk about that because that's something like that maybe others are struggling with. No, she made a light of it, made light of it, and then she wants to come onto the union and be like, I'm so sad that I'm not talking to my daughters. It's O'Brien fault. No, it's because you're a bad mom.
And what got me is she's going after Bronwyn about being like, you're the reason why I don't talk to my daughters. But it's like right now, Brittany, you are talking to your daughters, and your one daughter's in New York with you. So
Right,
like, shouldn't you just be, instead of leaning into like attacking Bronwyn, be like, oh my God, yes, like my relationship with my daughters is so much better than it was, and like
right,
we've really like it's blah blah blah. But like,
right.
no, she just had to like try to
Lean,
be relevant, and it just
but
like did not land
it
like
did not land.
at all.
But I loved it when Bronwyn because it was like not it was kind of like a Mary moment where they like it didn't get as much time as it should. But Bronwyn, like in her fight with Brittany, she was like, she because Brittany kept being like, well, you went to our mutual friends and you said bad things about me, and then they went to my kid and they told her and they sat her down, and I was like, okay, well, if you have mutual friends, which would imply that they are supposed to also be your friends, Brittany, and they're concerned about your kids. It can't just because of Bronwyn said, because if Bronwyn said to them something that sounded crazy, like, oh my God, she said that, like she would never, like then they wouldn't probably go to your daughters. But if they heard something from Bronwyn, who's just met you, and they think, oh, that's so fair, like that's definitely something she would do, that's something she would say, and they would feel comfortable to go to your kids, it's because they believe it, not because Bronwyn has somehow, brainwashed them into believing something over
Exactly.
you. Like if they're friends with really both of you, they would at least take it and be like, well, that seems a little crazy. I don't know. Like then maybe they would probably say that to Brittany and say, hey, Bronwyn is saying this about you, but like it seemed crazy to me, but I wanted to tell you that she's saying this about you. But like that's not what she did. Like that's not what occurred
No.
because they believed it because they think that you're a bad mom because you are a bad mom. The fact that you would ever make light of not talking to your children and the fact that you would ever choose a man that isn't your children's father over, and even then you shouldn't, but over, especially if they aren't the father of your children. If you choose a man over them, you're awful. At that point, you are a bad mom. You can get better, you can amend that, but at that point, you're a bad mom who's made bad decisions, and
And
that's
they like asked like because one of the questions was like, did everyone judge like Brittany based on that? And like I don't remember who said it, but someone was like, I think it might have been Bronwyn. She was like, honestly, yeah. She's like, because the fact that you were so like open about the fact that like, yeah, I choose men over my daughters and I continue to do it, and you're not even like making an attempt to fix it, or
right.
like
Change
you
your
don't realize
behavior.
what's wrong, like I'm judging you. I'm judging you.
I'm judging you. We're all judging you because that's a crazy. I mean, like at the end of the day, if you are willing to choose someone else that isn't related to you because you have sex with them because you're a whore, and we all know this, and you want to play like that was what would piss me off, and I think she still couldn't accept is she wanted to play Miss Perfect Mormon the entire time, and I love that Heather and Brown were kind of on the same page, and Lisa, of course, had to be Team Brittany because she's just a fucking bitch, but like
Mm-hmm.
they were like oh well like she's going through a really hard time she's going through a really hard time and it's like I completely lost my train of thought but like we should be like but like they're like what the
Well,
hell am I
there's like I know what
thinking?
you're trying to say. It's like the statement. I think Bronwyn said it, where she's like, you say things that like things come out of your mouth,
Right,
and then when we repeat it back to you,
you don't
you
like
get
it.
mad. You don't like it, and like
Yeah,
that's not okay.
right,
Like
oh yeah
you're the
because
one saying this stuff.
right, you're the one saying it, and you're the one telling us you're a bad mom, that you're a whore, or like that you've been sleeping with 3 men, that you drink wine. So why is it bad when we then give you a bottle of wine? We talk about it. Like you can't say it to us and then be mad about it. And she's like, "Well, I just have a lot of trauma from it." But it's like, but you're the one that's saying it. You act like you're this perfect Mormon, but then you tell us all the things that go against being a perfect Mormon. So you don't have to be a perfect Mormon. You can be like Lisa.
Yeah, we're cool with you not
Yeah,
being one.
yeah, exactly. Be
No judgment here on
exactly,
that.
exactly. Be a Mormon 2.0. I would appreciate that more if you're like, I am a Mormon, I love the faith, but I have problems with these very specific rules that are very limiting to my life. And I don't enjoy them because, yeah, if I want to have a glass of wine, that's fine. Or or if I want to have sex before marriage, who cares? But I can still love Mormonism. I can still be a Mormon in my idea because of what I learned about like the faith. And that's fine. Although I know in reality you can't be that way because Mormonism is much stricter than that. But if you wanted to do that and be like Lisa, that's fine. Do it then. But don't do all of those things and then say, "Oh, I'm a perfect." I don't know why you would say that. I can't believe you would say that about me. Like I'm just perfect. Everyone would be so mad at me if I knew about that. Like, oh my God, you've hurt me. Like in my community, you're the one that did it on camera first and said it on camera first. So it's not my fault. You did it. You did it on camera. It's your fault. Like everyone's gonna they were gonna find out about it before I said anything.
Something that I found hilarious was the unseen footage of Bronwyn actually enduring a conversation talking about Jared's micro penis.
Yes, I was like, why was that not
hilarious?
Shown? Why was that not shown? I was like, guys, that is
that for now. Like that should have been on the screen.
Exactly. And I know that episode was already packed with stuff, but that should have been in there. That should have been. Yeah. I would have rather seen that more than them talk about that than like Brittany and Jared talk to each other. Yeah. I don't care. Like the fact that they showed that was just like they said that, and I was like, and I love that.
I was like, wait, what?
Wait, what? And I love that Brittany's like, well, when you said that, that like really hurt him. And that was like really harsh. And I was like, okay, but like she didn't say it to anyone. She was talking with someone and they said it to her. And so it can't, and like the thing is it wasn't on camera. I don't know when it came out. Like, oh no, it came out on the after show. She said it because she said that, and so then he had to say that horrible thing to her. The fact that he was willing to say those awful things to her is a clear sign. Because you're entitled to be upset. Like if someone said something awful about me or Kevin, obviously I might not respond very nicely. I might call you a stupid bitch or something, or I might make fun of your hair, or I might make fun of your face or something. But if I were to say the things that he said, you're an awful person. Like he's gross. Why would you want to date someone like that? Why would you want to?
I loved when she was like, "Oh no, I already heard it," and he's like, "Well, I have it."
I know, and Mary too.
And he's like, "Yeah, let's play it out." Andy wants to hear it.
Andy wants to hear it. Andy wants to hear it. And I loved when they were doing the thing where like, "Hi, okay, like we're gonna say, I want everyone to say one nice thing." And Mary was like, Mary was like, Andy, I want you to do me. I think I'm your fate. I love you, Andy. Can you do me? He's like, well, I thought you were gonna have Meredith do it. She's like, no, I want you to do it. I want you. And Meredith was like, okay.
No, that was like so good.
It was so cute. And he like, I loved when he was like saying it, and then like he's like, I just love how like amazing you were this season. Like you were so open, you were so honest, and he's like, you're just willing to be a part of the script, and I love that. And I was like, he loves Mary. Mary's his favorite. She's never gonna
1,000,000%.
I mean, because the fact he was willing to, he wouldn't do that for any of the other ones.
No.
But, like, nah, everyone else sucks. But I just thought that was like, but I loved it when like she came out and she kept like Brittany kept talking, and Mary is like, oh, because she kept talking about like she was talking about like when she was reporting. She's like, that was actually a really traumatic experience. I'm still like struggling with it today. She's like, well, it's done, and hopefully you are.
You are too.
And I was like, get her, as Meredith would say, get her, Mary. Get her.
It was so funny.
It was my favorite moment. And the fact that like producers, Brittany was talking, no one cares.
No one cares.
Mute her mic, zoom in on Mary, and blast that. Because probably Mary said it to herself. She was like, yeah, she's like, that is over and done with, and so hopefully so are you. And she was like, and they like amplified it, and that's all you could hear. And I can just imagine if I was Brown, I was like, that's amazing. She hates her. She hates
that whole side of the couch. Brittany talks, and they just look at each other like, what the fuck is she talking about? Why is she speaking? Like, why is she even here?
Why? Like, when she left, they're probably like, thank God. But I found, what I loved is, so the final episode, the final, like, conclusion, it really, like, cemented this for me. But, like, I was already starting to feel it, is I love the left side of the couch. Like, they are complicated, of course, but I love the left side. They are actually friends. And, like, even Whitney, I've come to the place where I like Whitney more than I like Lisa, which has never been in the history of this show. But I like her more than I like Lisa. Because Whitney was literally like, I want to burn this with Lisa fucking Barlow. Like, she's like, I just want to burn it with you. She even at one point was like, let me go sit by you, because Braun was getting away. Because the thing was, like, Lisa would say something, and it would be, like, very provocative, but she was also basically saying, like, you've all been so mean to me, you talked about marriage, blah, blah, blah. And Braun was like, well, you talked about all marriages. Everyone talked about my marriage. I know I talked about my marriage, but everyone has talked about my marriage. Everyone has talked about everyone here. You don't get to say, oh, everyone's been mean to me, so like I can just say whatever I want. Like, and I love that everyone ignored her Lisa's comment when she was like, I was the youngest of 6 kids. Like, I could have been trafficked and my parents wouldn't have known. And literally not a single person even made a face. They were like, okay.
They're like,
fine, I
nothing
guess.
we haven't heard before, I guess.
Again, another thing where, and that's the thing, like, everyone was trying to explain this to her. Like, even Mary and Angie were like, you do something and it's okay. You can do it. But if someone does the exact same thing to you, it's the worst thing ever. And I love, he was like, Bronwyn, do you think she's not empathetic? She doesn't have empathy. And she's like, no, I think she understands people, but I think she would rather understand herself. She's way more sensitive when it's her. She is not as sensitive when it's someone else. Like you say the exact same thing to Brown. She could say one thing that she could say something to Bronwyn, and if the exact same thing was said to Lisa would freak out and cry about it because she's way more sensitive about it. And she's like, I just don't think she's as aware the how hurtful some things can be because she's aware when it's her. She's just not as aware when it's other people. And she's empathetic in some ways. She's a nice person. And I think at some point someone was saying something. She was like, oh, you're giving. And Mary was like, yeah, I don't think she's that giving. I don't think she's. I don't know if I'd say that, but that's okay. But I thought
Mary's honesty and just like
it was the best.
It's just the best.
It was because it's exactly what all of us are thinking. So
yes.
Of course I'm gonna like feel the exact same way about it. But it was just hilarious to me. Like it was. But my favorite part was like Whitney tried to go over and like resolve it, and like at some point like. It was just not going anywhere because Lisa was like, you said this and you keep doing it. Like, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, can we just do this? Like, what the hell? Like, I'm sitting next to you. I love you. You are a good friend of mine. I want to fix this. What do we have to do? And Meredith is like, well, can we, like, can I translate? Can I help? And she was like, yeah, but you have to be 50-50 fair. Yes. You're not going to be 50-50 fair. You've been this way before this season. And I don't want to hear it. If you're going to be 50-50 fair, we can have you help. But if you're not going to be 50-50 fair, shut up. And she was like, no, I'll help. And so she tries to explain it. But the thing is that, like, I think Whitney understood that. But Whitney was trying to say, well, I am sorry for that. Like, I'm going to work on not doing it. But I'm sorry for that. And Lisa kept having to be like, well, if you keep doing it, like, then I'm never going to do that. She's like, fine. And then she's like this close. But Lisa just can't do it. So she's like, she walks away, fine, fuck it, I don't care. And, like, my then least favorite moment was how there was like, you were so close, like you were just this close to couldn't you have just done it? And I wish Whitney would have turned around and said, can you just shut up and get out of her ass? Like, yeah. I have tried, do you not see this entire fucking day and that I have tried to apologize. I want to burn this. I know this is the worst thing. This is the thing that is really, really bad about our friendship. Like this is the thing that like gets us to blows. Like we have to resolve this and then we can worry about the other stupid shit that we do to each other. But this is the thing that's hurtful most, that has like strained our relationship the most. So I want to get to a better place. And I like, she just won't do it. No. And so but I loved it at some point. She's like, why Lisa was like, well, I do love you. Like throughout it all, yes. I actually do really love you. As fucked up as our friendship can be, I still love you. And she's like, well, let's work on it. She's like, okay, but if you fuck with me, like, it's done. And she's like, same. Like, yeah. Like, but I really like that when he was like, I just want to fix it with you. The other side of the couch didn't want to fix a damn thing. No. I did like when Meredith was mean to Brittany. That was my favorite point.
I also enjoyed that. And I thought it was hilarious that I had to sit next to her.
I thought funny as hell. But I love that, like, she sat next to her and they're like, fine. And she's like being nice. And at some point she's like, you are a liar. And I want you to stop lying about me. And then like the next moment she's like, and then Meredith's like, but I think like, you know, forgiveness is really important. And I forgive everyone. Like, she's like, I want to move on from things because it's just not good for me. She's like, and Brittany's like, did you forgive me? And Meredith's like, of course. Like, oh, why are you talking? Why are you still here?
Like, just go away.
Will you just, oh my God. But I love that. Like, again, Brittany can stay around and she honestly is a uniting force because that other side of the couch pisses me off. But when Brittany is there, love it.
It's like the common enemy.
The common enemy, which I think is fantastic. Because even in that episode, even in the like final part of the reunion, Brittany could not own that she recorded them. And Andy's like, okay, but there was four different responses.
And she's like, oh, but like editing does that, like makes it look worse. And he's like, no, it doesn't.
Longer. Like it's not, doesn't work like that. He's like, stop. Honestly, for that reason alone, I'd fire her. Yeah. I'd say you're attacking producers. And I mean, I know Heather doesn't get fired for accusing producers, but she should get fired for accusing producer because she didn't do it. Like you recorded them. Honestly, if she could just say, yeah, I was recording your fights and I like to watch them at night. It makes me go to sleep.
enjoyed too that when Meredith is like, yeah, I talked to Jen Shaw, and Whitney's like,
Mary.
how is that any different than like me
Yes.
talking to Monica? And then Mary's like, yeah, Jen Shaw called me, I would not take that call.
I loved it. And then she was like, well, that's me. Like, I love forgiveness. What do you want me to do? She's like, well, I want you to own that. Like, that's wrong. Like, she
Yeah.
tormented us. She was awful to us. She's like, well, who am I to judge? She's paying restitution. She's in prison. Yeah, but let's put that aside, Miss Lawyer. Like, you don't have to be, equal and fair on that point. Let's move that to the side. She was awful to you as a group. Like, for 4 years, she was
And like again,
awful.
she gave Heather a black eye. We're just not gonna talk about that.
She punched Heather in the face. She made Heather lie about it. She then tried to assault Lisa. She has said awful things about Angie. She has said awful things about Meredith. She has said awful things about Whitney. She has said awful things about Mary. Like, she has time and time again been awful to you all, and she doesn't care. And she would do it again. She literally and let's bring into the legal thing too, is she into the very, I love it. I think Mary said, like, she was denying it until the very second she couldn't anymore. And then she finally, owned up to it. And even today she doesn't own up to it. She was like, I don't know why you get to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to be judgmental. Well, it's not being judgmental. It's see how she's acted. She doesn't feel remorseful for what she did, and she doesn't feel remorseful for anything she's ever done to you guys. So it's way worse than talking to Monica. Monica, yeah. Monica was thirsty for it, but Jen Shaw was way worse.
Yeah, way worse. And I'm sorry, I would so answer a call from Monica, so like a phone call. Right. And when the prison's calling me and they're saying, "Hi," like you've got a phone call from Jen Shaw.
I'd be like, no, not talking to her. Not talking to a criminal. Hang up the phone.
Like, that's just fucking wild.
It was wild to me. But what's funny to me is like Meredith is like, well, I mean, it's different because like Whitney, like, you called Monica to get information. I didn't call Jen Shaw to get information. She called me. Okay, well, first off, she called you because she wanted to she has no connections to the cast. And she knows she's gonna get out in like just over a year. Like it's like the next, not 2025, but 2026. 2026 of Thanksgiving, she's going to be out. And you know what she's going to try to do first? Get back on the solid. So who is her connection? Because they're weak spined and have no other thing to do. Meredith. Because no one else is talking to her. That half of the couch isn't going to talk to her. That even Heather's not going to talk to her. But she knows that Meredith will talk to her. And she's like, oh, I have to talk to someone to get on the show. That's the only reason she's talking to you. She wouldn't talk to you otherwise. Like, you haven't talked to her in years. Why would she talk to you? And the thing too, I love when they were like, because Whitney like eyed Heather, and she's like, and I think she even eyed Lisa. She's like, you guys aren't her on her call list, are you? And Heather and Lisa are like, no, I'm not on her call list. And they're like, see, but she is. Like, that's weird. Like, weird. That to me is far more of a betrayal than what Whitney did. Because it was kind of like, oh my god, you went to, Monica, who's thirsty for attention. But again, like, Monica's like a child. Like, it's not that serious. And also Monica, like, and also if I was mad at Whitney or I was mad at Meredith, I would totally go to someone that would know information about, or who alleges they know information about them. Yeah. If I'm pissed at you, I go, fuck them. I'm getting my information. I don't care if it's accurate.
It doesn't matter where it comes from. It just matters if it's real or not.
Exactly. I'm just going to get the information. I'm just going to get it from them, and I'm going to use it if I want. Like, I think that's fair, especially if you're mad at each other. And that's what the whole you guys do it all the time to each other. So, like, because then I love that Brown was like, well, you used the jeweler to try to get something on me. She's like, oh, no, fine, you just talk to Emma. Nah, nah, nah. She's like, see, you can dish it, but you can't take it. Like, you get to go behind the back and you get to investigate with Emma about what I've done. Dastardly, which I love still, amazing word. But like, Whitney can't do it, but Meredith can do it. Like, it's just a double standard.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Too much. Just because we could talk, we could talk about this for hours and hours and hours. But we're hitting our almost hour mark.
Yeah, we gotta
round out that last question.
We gotta land. So yeah, this is the last question, and I think it'll be good, and we can like have our things. What's next for Drama Docket? Like, what do you want to see us do in the next year? Like, do you have any hopes or goals? Like a big goal for Drama Docket?
I have a big goal-ish.
Okay, what is it?
So my goal is that like I would like to when I do move out and everything, I would like to get a 2-bedroom apartment. And we've talked about this before where in the second bedroom, because obviously I only need one.
Yeah.
Almost want to make like a little like podcasting corner so that whoever is located, whether it's me, Casey, and Michael when Michael comes, whatever,
Mhm.
we have a space where we all can hang out and do it together.
Yes.
So that's long term. I would like to see Drama Doca get to that place.
I agree. Like I think within the next year that can occur. And I also would love that as well. Like I'd love a space because I'm doing it on my kitchen counter and I would love it to
I'm at
like
my bed's right there.
yeah, like it's not like I would love it to be I'd love us to elevate us to that next level. Because even if only 20 people listen to it, I want this to be continue to be something that we love doing. And that's what I
Yeah.
also want it to be. Like that's why even though I would love for it to blow up and us to get ad deals and have people on here that are important, I honestly want Drama Doc to always be Drama Doc. I always want it to be
Yeah.
our time. I don't ever, and that's why I kind of like that it's not that it's not insanely popular. We're trying, people are like wanting to come on, or people are wanting to like do ads with us or something. Because honestly, like I feel like it would take away from what Drama Doc it
Us.
is for us. Exactly. Like it wouldn't be Drama Doc anymore. It'd be like a scripted thing, and I'd have to be like, oh, here comes the
And have
ad.
to think about it way more than I do.
Exactly. And I mean, like if I were making a decent amount of money, like I probably could, I could do
Yeah,
it.
like I can be persuaded.
Like I'm not like unopposed again, like we said before. I'm not unopposed. We even put the low number of like $1,000. Like we're not asking much here.
No.
Like we're not. We're very reasonable people. Like I'm not trying to be too unreasonable. But like yeah, I would love for it to. I would love it. My long term goal always for Drama Docket is for it to always be fun time. But I want it to elevate it. Like I want to be able to have a space where it feels like it's Drama Docket. Like we have a Drama
Yeah.
Docket room in our space, or like eventually, like once we're like living in the same area, wherever that may be, like literally going to a studio and recording Drama Docket, like in a cool pink space, like having our microphones,
Yeah.
sitting at a table, having our like in our comfy chairs, like that would be so fantastic. I would love that.
I would also like to see merch happen.
Yes. Oh my god, I feel
Because
like
we
merch
talk
can
about
happen
it a
a lot
lot,
sooner.
and like I agree. I feel like that's like a yeah, that
Yeah,
can
we gotta do
happen.
that. We gotta do that one. I think that one is actually much more doable because we could start with like the three of us getting a sweatshirt and then
Yeah.
like giving it to like family. But then eventually like it has to blow up eventually. And then I think like it would actually be something, who wouldn't want a sweatshirt that says like any of the things we say all the time? I can't think of
I know. Literally in this moment, like we've had so many ideas. In this
right,
moment,
so
my
many
mind
ideas.
is so blank. Like it does not think of a single statement.
Not a single thought is running through my head right now. Like, oh fuck me, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Or the gun to the head one's probably going to be the hardest to do. We have to do that just for the two of us or the three of us. It couldn't be like a mass produced one, but like I feel like other ones we can figure them out. Rounding it back, no, like we
Rounding
will
it back.
see, but we'll see. Those are great goals. I think those are very achievable goals because like that one, the space, like you're gonna find another apartment, you're gonna move out, like so it's
Yeah.
gonna happen, and then eventually once you get settled into your
And
job
we
and
all
everything,
know that Jenna does what she likes to buy herself little treats. She likes
yeah,
to buy decorations and
she
things
did.
to make
You
her space look
love
better.
yes.
So you know that
And
there'll be
you're
a cute
crafty.
little space.
Exactly. It's cute and you're crafty, so you can figure
Yeah,
something out. Like,
I
there's no
have
problem there.
ideas.
You got
Yeah,
ideas.
they're brewing in there.
They're brewing in there. You'll get them.
There's a
I
whole
think
file.
there's a whole exactly. We got one in there. But I think those are goals, and I think those are good goals. And I think another episode, like another goal, I think is like I'd love to just the two of us record. We can have this as well, but like something and Casey record a time. I saw things about like a time capsule episode, and we record a message to the future stuff. So then when we have our
Oh my
2 year
God, that sounds
anniversary,
so fun.
and like record it, and then like play it. And then like react to what we were thinking
Yeah,
like
let's
this
do
year.
it.
I
I'm
love. Okay,
in.
we'll do,
I'm
we'll do
in.
it. We'll do it. We'll do it next week or something. But like we're gonna record it up. Okay, we'll record something the three of us where like we reflect on like we want to say we'll put those goals down and we'll like
Yeah,
say them and then we'll say other things that we're hopeful for or like maybe
and
want
see
to
where we're at in
see
a
and then
year.
in a year in next February like what's going on.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
I'm excited.
Well, for the time being, where can you
Yes.
find us?
Where you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I'm still having to upload the episodes because I was realizing like it wouldn't just automatically, which is rude. But I have to like manually upload them every single week. So I have to do that. But like I will do that. But you can find us eventually very, very soon on Apple Podcasts. So you can listen to us everywhere.
Amazing.
Ah,
All right.
love.
See you next
Bye.
week.
See you next week.